Hello, welcome back. Where are we? Stage 14. On the final descent of the day, we got a 3-man group that was established by the guy I'm going to start with here, Michael Matthews. Of course, when he went, the commentators are like, what is he doing? Which I always love. I love watching him. And of course, I think I have the same problem. I'll start painting something thinking one thing's going on and it turns out to be something else. In fact, one of the earlier videos, the video that included the protest right before, one of the riders, in fact, the one guy who was off the front, got caught. He was up next to one of the referee motorbikes and they were talking, and I was like, I wonder what's going on. Are they just, chit-chatting, talking about what it is to be on two wheels riding through France? Or, who knows? I actually called the piece One Biker to Another. And then it turned out something very, very different was going on. So, I get it wrong too. But that being said, here go the dogs. Who knows what they think they see? So. And that's the famous Bridget in the background. She actually is famous. She'll be in a TV show that's about to come out. But there, they've settled down. I wonder what set them off. So these three are away from the front. Luis Leon Sanchez. Now I can't think of the Bora Hansgrohe rider's name. But they're on a fast descent. And so I'm trying to communicate that with this piece. And that's one of the things. Yes, the old. So the Bora rider is kicking one leg out. It used to be, when I first started riding, it's almost instinctual to kick your leg out like that. So you as you make a turn, whichever direction, say if you're turning right like he is, you'll fold out your right leg perpendicular to your body. And it's instinctual to do it. And so when I first started doing it, I thought what I was gaining was kind of like a sail. I was kicking out that leg and that would catch more wind, and by catching more wind, it would slow that side of your body down. And so it helped you steer more. What I didn't realize is what was actually happening was by doing that, you were lowering your center of gravity and therefore making it easier to turn the bike. And also, you can lean deeper into the turn, making it easier to corner. So, and this is part of what's giving that speed, is drawing this curve into the painting. So all the riders looking that way, so I'm sort of driving your eye into this last corner. Putting that one motorcycle there really helps establish both perspective, and that also increases the feeling of speed. So everything's doing that, and that's part of, so you're using your drawing, your composition, how you're building the image to help communicate what you're trying to communicate. So it's, how I picked this image too, to show this speed, was to pick this tight turn. So yeah, I wish I could have seen the Bora rider, who's the Austrian champion, more clearly. But conversely, that position just helps show the speed. So they're really squatted down over their bikes, which is giving them more aerodynamics, which means, you know, they're blocking less wind with their bodies, so they're slicing through the wind better, and therefore able to descend faster. At this point, they're at such speed that there's no point in pedaling, so they hunch down over the bike as tight as they can to increase their speed. And there's, you know, nothing to be gained by pedaling, so you're more able to get even that much more aerodynamic, because actually it's a little bit counterintuitive, but the act of pedaling in terms of slicing through the wind actually slows you down. It makes you less aerodynamic, and you churn up pockets of air as you pedal. There's a lot of science that goes into this, and a lot of teams spend a great deal of effort. One of the things with this tour now that I've never seen before is they're actually putting little aerodynamic foils around the derailleur wheels, the part, you know, that little S-curve that the chain makes as it comes off of the cogs and helps the derailleur function. So they're now taking that and encasing it so that it also doesn't catch wind. I mean, I can't imagine there's much true loss of speed because of those, not having that, but, you know, most of these riders are very, very equally capable on a given day. So the phrase is marginal gain. So they're all looking for some way to gain a slight advantage on their rivals. So now I'm going to work through the palette as always. So you saw I've laid in the warm colors. And now we'll move to the cooler colors. Just trying to get the water to pigment ratio to get the color I want for these shorts. I do like the Bike Exchange kit this year. It's interesting how the kit choices, the team uniform choices, go through cycles. This year it's the dark blue cycle. So just having a few teams that aren't in some version of dark blue. So I'm sure next year they all won't be wearing dark blue. And dark blue, it's like the dark colors. I mean, I know they now have this mesh on their backs, which probably makes horrible sunburns, but, you know, to let more air in there. But that dark fabric can't help but hold heat and make the riders on a hot, sunny day that much hotter. Seems like you would avoid a dark kit. I mean, I guess it can be argued they don't show dirt as much, but what is interesting is all the dark kits, you'll see silt stain rings on the riders. So So yeah, it may not show dirt, but it shows just how much they're sweating, and that's useful information to the guys riding against them. You look over at a guy and he's completely covered in salt. You know he's been sweating and working hard. If you know that, you know he may be more fatigued. He's more fatigued, you got a better chance of dropping him. So that's the riders now. Now I'm going to shift over to trying to paint these stone formations. So they're sort of cutting through this gorge right now. I think we get a little bit of this too little pigment, too much water. Get a little bit of this grass at the base of the rock. Let's get a little bit darker. So I'm just adding more of the deeper green to this yellow green. And now I'm going to drag out. So switch to more water, less pigment. And then this is pretty dry grass, so now I'm going to pick up some orange with that dirty green brush. And that will give me sort of that transition into the straw color. And I'm just using a straight orange with that dirty green brush, and that's going to give me this nice earth tone orange. And then we'll switch over to stone color. And this appears to be a light sandstone, not the granite that we see on the alpine stages. So I'm going to lay this darker tone in, and then go back up and pick up that same color I used with lots of water in it to get it light. Move that a little bit, get up under the thumbtack. Pick up a little bit of straight yellow. All right, now this is another point about painting, is like, you all don't know what I'm looking at and what that looks like. So what's important is that in the image, it looks good, because no one is ever going to see your source material. They're only going to see your finished project. So your finished product is what has to look right. Now that's if you're not doing an exercise. If you're doing an exercise, again, nobody else will see it, but you need to use that opportunity to get it as right as what's in front of you. That's training your eye. So we get this guardrail here. And then I want to get the dark of the trees as we go into the open area of the gorge. So I'll lay this dark in, and because it's pretty wet, I'm going to let that dry for a second. So I'll shift on over to the road surface. Yep. So still taking that same dark, add a little teeny bit more of the purple to it. Add a bit of blue, and you can see, I hope, that's a pretty wet fluid, because I don't want the road to be very dark. So now I'm just going to drag that out. And by it being still wet, whoa, I'm able to reduce the chance of a line where the brush starts and stops. But if it does start and stop, notice how I'm making the brush strokes follow the curve of the road, and that will let any brush strokes that appear. I notice I didn't paint the painting. Title the painting. So now that should be relatively dry. I can go back with this warmer, brighter green and lay that in. And then the last thing to do is title the painting. We'll call it, I'm debating between pressing, here, we'll just call it 3 away. Thinking of baseball, but if you have 3 away, the inning's over. All right, there it is. Haven't done the, you can see all the cycling artwork at theartofcycling.blogspot.com and all of my art at gregleach.com, and I'll put those in. And as always, thank you for watching. Please give it a thumbs up. I'd love to hear what you think. Love you to leave a comment. I appreciate it.